Dwight Howard's wife has a message for all of you spouses out there, and I think you deserve to listen to what she has to say. The woman that you see on your screen right here is named Amy Luciani World. That's what she goes by on Instagram, but her real name is Amber Rose Howard. Now, I don't know how this woman ends up being named Amber Rose. Not to be confused with the Amber Rose of the 304 walk and all that kind of stuff, but that's neither here nor there. Now, she was married. I think she's been married to Dwight Howard for a little under a year now. But the funny thing about this is 6 months into their marriage, they had actually filed for divorce, as you can see here from the New York Post. Dwight Howard's wife files for divorce just 6 months into the marriage. Now, there were reports of cheating. There were reports that she figured out he was living an alternative lifestyle and things like that. I'm not sure how true that is, but in any case, they had filed for divorce 6 months into their marriage. Now, I assume that because of the post that she made here recently, that she figured out how to make this thing work, or they both figured out how to make this work. And now she's putting an Instagram post up to tell all of you spouses that, you know what, don't file for divorce. This is the things that you need to do to make sure that your marriage works properly. So we're going to get into this and listen to what she has to say. And you can take what you will from it. All right. It's on Instagram. I'll leave a link to this post in the description box. You can watch it without my commentary interruption. For all of you, stop pausing the video ninjas. For all of you, you talk too much ninjas. All right.
Are you done? Are you done?
If you're still here, thank you very much for your viewership and fair use.
Love of my life, and I almost divorced his ass in 6 months, being real stupid and silly. Actually, we both filed for divorce. Let's talk about the struggles of being a new young wife. First thing I can tell you as a new wife, I know this is going to be a hard practice, but shut your mouth. Shut up. Now, I know some.
Before we continue, let's make sure we check the Adam's apple. All right, shout out to Martin Lawrence. Make sure we check the Adam's apple, because again, there are rumors of Dwight Howard. I'm not going to say what they are, but most of you that follow the sports world know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's make sure, you know what I'm saying? But, oh, by the way, Dwight Howard also commented on this. He said, "I love everything about you." All right. So their marriage seems to be going well right now. Let's continue.
I'm gonna say, oh, you gotta shut up because you married. What is he silencing you? No, sis, I'm not saying shut up. I'm saying pick your battles, and sometimes pick them quietly. Understand, when you became one with your husband, that means you became one. Y'all are one. You have to literally die to your old self. You don't want to do that yet. What does die to my old self mean? Because I'm very much still alive. Simply means adjustments. You got to make a lot of adjustments. Again, heavy on you're one now.
Now, by the way, I would like to say that this message is coming, like I said, a little over 1 year into their marriage. All right. So we will have to revisit this another 2, 3 years, 5 years, if they're still together. If nothing has come out of the tabloids about them, we're going to have to revisit this later, because this is the evergreen. Well, this is the new car smell still talking right now. You know what I mean?
Spicy attitude isn't passion. It's a nasty attitude. That has to die for your husband. Confrontational spirits hidden by passion. You're not passionate, sis. You just got an attitude problem. Lose it. Quick gem. Successful top tier men, they just want peace. They don't want anything else. You can't do anything else for them besides bring them peace. Mistake I made, me and my husband going through issues, telling my friends about it. Don't do it.
Yes. Many a female makes mistakes by talking to their friends, which oftentimes are single, and letting them know that, oh, well, my man did this, he did that, and blah, blah. This is where a lot of them will make a mistake and tell their single friends, and their single friends are going to give them advice based off what they would do because they're single. They have nothing invested in their relationship. And so this is the advice that they will give that will ultimately tank your marriage. And again, this woman, this is the newness still in going on in her speech right now, because obviously they had problems early in their relationship, and now all of a sudden she has this epiphany, like, do this, do that to save your relationship. It's not even like you literally just started, like literally.
To yourself is hard, okay? You spent your whole life talking, probably talking too much, getting the last word, being overly opinionated, being emotionally unstable. Some people settle for that, but this person married you, they're not going for it. Passive aggressive attitudes. Most black men, when you do that, it reminds them of somewhat what they grew up with their mom, their siblings. They married you. They don't want to feel with the trauma from childhood. And I'm about to say something that's probably gonna hurt y'all feelings. Black successful men do marry black women, but
now this is true. A lot of athletes now, the sentiment is that a black man, once he gets successful, you heard the Kanye West line right in the video. Once they get on, they're gonna leave your ass for a white girl. This couldn't be farther from the truth. Now, what they do is in the media they show these couples, a black man and white woman oftentimes. And so we get stereotyped to say that we always going to leave. We're going to get successful and we're going to switch races. Oftentimes that doesn't happen. Most black men have their own race preference. Now, if you're one of the women out there that's hurt this black man, then when you see him with a white woman, just, of course, blame yourself.
Girls, let's be for real. Let's talk about it. I already know, sis, life was not easy for us. And along the way, we formed a little neck roll that we can't get rid of. Because life was hard doesn't give you the right to be rude, a bitch, confrontational, nasty attitude,
sure, you're right.
Uncooperative. Absolutely. Any of those things. You're married now, sis, so you're joining with one. It should be a peaceful harmony, right? Which means you have to die to yourself with all the ugly things that do not create peace. Let's talk about the maybe I rule. If there's conflict going on in your marriage, in your home, silently to yourself, not out loud to your husband, ask yourself, maybe I am understanding this wrong.
Well, see, the problem with this is that most women are not going to look inward when a problem occurs. Most of us men, we're taught to look inward first, say, okay, what did I do? Did I contribute to the problem? How can I fix it? We're taught to be introspective. Most women are taught to point fingers because, well, it's not my fault. I'm the soft one. I'm blah, blah, blah. And so they're going to blame other people oftentimes for the problem that they could have fixed themselves if they just maybe shut up, or maybe they're maybe a little more sympathetic to their mates, their boyfriend, their husband. Maybe if they catered just a little bit more, was a little bit softer, then things wouldn't have went awry. But they don't figure that out till after the divorce and they're lonely getting pounded by randoms.
Maybe I am processing this wrong. Maybe I am being overly emotional. Maybe I am not listening. If you silently ask yourself the maybe I's and then go in a corner and process them before you respond, you'll see that maybe I can do something to meet him more in the middle versus pushing the confrontation. I did not say you cannot have an opinion. I never said that. I said, stop, process your emotions, okay? You married.
And most men do not have a problem with a woman having an opinion. The problem is how you deliver it. And yes, I know it's it's not what you said, it's how you said it. Well, this couldn't be further from the truth for women. They have an attitude, they roll their eyes, they're sarcastic, they're demeaning. This is how they give their suggestion, or this is how they try to, they turn it back around on you. And really that just makes the situation worse, but they don't understand that.
You basically just said, I love you for the rest of your life, my life, no matter what we go through. Me not really understanding the real concept of marriage, I was thinking like, oh, Dwight, you're doing this. I don't like this. I'm going to flee. I'm going to run. Listen, y'all, you ain't ready for marriage if that's the way you think it. I meant to love him.
And there you go. There you go. That is the lovely Amy Luciani. She is married to Dwight Howard. We'll revisit this again in a few months, but I mean, not to say that what she said was wrong, because what she said was right. But let's see if she has the same stance in a few years. Hopefully Dwight Howard doesn't get caught with anything. Hopefully this woman doesn't get caught, backsliding or monkey branching or anything like that. We'll see what happens. All right. We'll check back in a few more years. All right. And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about her stunning advice down in the comment section. Please, please hit the like button, hit subscribe button, and the notification bell. We're out of the door, and I will see you on the next video.